Good afternoon. This is Cheryl Lentz, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, talking to you on Tuesday at 2. Hello everybody, hope you had a great weekend. Beautiful weather. We had a wonderful time. Our grandchildren plus one were all here staying overnight on Sunday night. So we had lots of fun. We watched movies, we watched kid movies, and we watched exciting older kid movies and had popcorn and wonderful food and just had a really great time. So it has been a fabulous weekend. And then on Sunday, hello Cindy, and then on Monday Travis came over. He opened the pool, he and Miss Tammy, and so the summer has officially begun. When our pool gets opened and we start seeing that blue instead of green. So we're pretty excited about that. So today I am going to kind of pick up where I left off on Friday. We're going to be talking about the Field of Flowers stamp set is what I was using. However, I did some paper piecing. This is a great way to use up a lot of your scraps. Everybody's going through all of their old DSP. I end up pulling all of mine so that I can make room for all the new DSP that's coming in. That is designer series paper. And so this is a great way to use up some of that. So that's what we're going to do. So if you're joining me, thank you. Cindy, I think you're the only one on right now. If you're on, let me know you're on. Say something to me. Send me a little note. Send me a hi. Once I turn the camera, I can't see. But I will be sharing this to my YouTube channel, which I think we're up to like 114 people. So thank you guys for sharing and passing this on and helping my business grow in that manner. So I appreciate that. Now somebody's joining you, Cindy, but I don't know who. So say hi. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around because I'm going to show you two different types of paper piecing today, plus a little sneak peek at another box of goodies that came in a suite that's called Flowers for Every Season. So that wasn't initially available when, as a demonstrator, I could make my pre-order. So of course, when it came available, I ordered it and it came in. So I just want to share some of that paper and show you the beautiful designer paper that we have with that. So here we go. Let's turn the camera around and we will get started here. Let me just hit this button. Here we go. Don't see anybody. I know what's going on. Everybody, somebody else is out there, Cindy. I don't know who at the moment, but they're not saying, but they're there. Oh, it's Patty. Hello, Patty. Oh, Patty's joining now too. So we have 3. Yay. All right, here we go. So this is the stamp set that I showed you. Hi, Colleen. Hello there. This is the stamp set that I showed you on Friday when we stamped this card, which is one of the 3 cards that my Hostess Club members will be receiving. And so I did this additional card with it. And what we're going to talk about today is this background. We're going to talk about creating paper piecing background, paper pieced backgrounds. So here we go. I have this all. I'm going to put that off to the side. There's that. I have this all ready. So I used a Calypso Coral on the Calypso Coral for the base of this card. And this is So Saffron, beautiful yellow that is embossed with this new embossing. It's called Ornate Floral. So the paper, look at how deep that is. It's a really deep embossing folder. So that is part of the Ornate Garden specialty suite. That was you could get you could purchase it early, and it is now in the new annual catalog. So that's that. Let me do this here. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this piecing. What I used here was the tailored tag punch, which is a nice little punch. And I punched out all these pieces from the Ornate Garden specialty paper, okay? So all over all these different pieces. So I just punched out a whole bunch of them And then I'm just going to take my glue, I'm going to start in the center, and I'm just going to kind of guesstimate and put some of these where they're going to go. We're just going to, that one is a defective one, that's going to go on an end here. What I'm doing is I'm going to glue these onto this piece of cardstock, which is mint macaroon, so it gave it a different background. I'm putting them rather close, you know, but leaving a space. So I'm just laying these in here to decide where I like all the colors. Okay, so just like that. So I have yellow over here, so I'm going to put it on this side. And let's see here. This one can be, this was a, you can see that it's not the hole punch. So I'm going to just put that one over here. We're going to put, let's see here. Maybe we might have to move some around because I don't want these two plain ones together. So let's see here. We're going to move this here. And I'm going to put this one up here. This is the fun part. I just kind of playing. It's like playing like a puzzle. So all I'm doing is trying to get, well, 3 of them are going to go in there anyhow. Okay. So I'm just trying to get them kind of laid out how I like it. And then I'm going to be gluing them down and cutting them out with this. This is the nesting dies. So cutting them out with the nesting dies. I always remember the nesting dies. These are right here, the stitched nested dies, because they came with Bird Banter. Get it? So it's a nest, and it came with Bird Banter, a bird set. That's how I remember the name of these dies. So all you do is glue that down. I'll just go ahead and glue some down. And here we go. I might move these two around. I might move this one and this one. And it doesn't really matter, you know, you're going to see some of them and some of them are going to get cut away. So I just played with it. Just kind of glue it down, put it in there, and I'm lining up the flat edges so that this small edge will line up with that one, and I'm trying to have about the same, when I put my side pieces in, about the same distance. It's like grouting. So I have grout in there. I'm going to turn this one around. Yeah, the nice part is that, see, you can do whatever side you want with all the double-sided paper. So this went like this. There we go. I like that better. And let's put this one in here. There we go. And you're just laying them all down like that. This one I'm only going to glue on the top part because it's going to be hanging off. Now I could cut this off here and I could use it in another area. So just, you know, again, you can use all your scraps. This is a great way to use up your scraps, a great way to use up color. You don't, in this case, I have all the same paper, coordinating paper, but you certainly wouldn't have to do that. You could use all different paper, whatever you have. And the other thing that you could use that I think would make it really interesting is that you could use some embossed cardstock in here. So you could add texture in with the different designs that you're doing just with the paper alone. Add some texture to it. That's always a great, there, just like that. Ta-da. So I just glued those on. These we could cut off and you could add, you know, on the ends. This is just going to get cut out with my my Big Shot, just like that. So you can see what you would have, okay? And then the other thing I wanted to talk about, so this is the same as this background. You can see here the lines, right? You could do a different color background, makes it look entirely different. So here I put it on Early Espresso. I'm going to put this over here. And look at how it pops. I mean, just putting it on a different color makes it look entirely different. So that was my thing, is kind of play around with it. I used Early Espresso because that was one of the cardstock colors that's listed on the back of the ornate floral specialty paper. So that's how I got that. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. That's how I got that, decided on that color. Here, let's pull this over here. And I'm just going to put this on. I cannot wait until we get our new cutter. I'm just like, someday we will have it. And what I'm doing now in centering is I'm just kind of centering it from point to point here and getting it in the center. I want it doesn't have to be. I mean, you could do it cattywampus however you want, but sometimes I have a little issue with that. I like to have it straight on. Now this is putting a stitching in here too, so I'm going to go over it twice because of that. Let's pull this off. Oh, it came right apart. There we go. So, ta-da! Now I want to lay these two next to each other just so you can, I mean, that's such a huge difference. That's why play with your colors, play with all your stuff. In this case, we're using this because I wanted a softer look, but I really like how it looks with the darker color behind it. All right, so I went ahead and embossed this sheet, this part here, my So Saffron, and I decided to use the embossed, the gold flecked paper side here instead of the solid flower side. I'm putting a little extra glue because it's not going on a flat surface because of it being embossed. And I'm just using this line on my grid so I can see that I have that piece of designer paper straight on here. I cut it a little bit longer just because I'd rather have it a little longer than too short. There we go. And then I'm using some of our new gingham ribbon on here. So I'm putting it on now before I glue it down. And this is our new bumblebee color. But it works well, you can see, with the So Saffron. So use up. We don't have the inks yet for the new colors. So I have one Misty Moonlight because it came in my paper pumpkin for this month. But other than that, I don't have the colors yet. But I have the cardstock and I have the ribbon and all this pretty stuff. So I'm just going to tie this in a little knot here. There we go. Hold that tight. Pull that over. I'm watching this so it goes nice and flat, hopefully. There. Ta-da. Okay. And then I can cut off my little tags here. So, what did you guys do? Did everybody cook out? What'd you do this weekend? It was a nice weekend for cooking out. I ended up, I'm always at, there's a lot of children, so what should I make? So I ended up, I'm going to glue this right here. I ended up making ribs in my Instapot. It is like the easiest thing ever. And that way I could have it done and ready so whenever they got here. Because this ribbon is not real bulky, I'm going to go ahead and just glue this down. Put a little glue right there. Okay. And I'm just going to center this on my card base. So when they got here about 5:30, everything was all ready and we got to have a nice meal together. All right, so this piece is going to go right here. I'm going to just put this on with dimensionals. So making sure that I'm not going to put the dimensionals right in the center because I have this ribbon and all that extra stuff. So I'm just anchoring it well in the points here. So I'll pull that over. Here we go. We did order out, which I haven't done, or I picked up fast food, which I haven't done since we've started all this craziness. So Travis and Tammy yesterday, we went ahead, and I'm just centering it off to the side, but I'm kind of trying to center from up and down So just like that. Ta-da. Okay. Now, this floral piece here that is also cut out with the nested dies, I prefer to always stamp before I cut it out, because then I can kind of play with my where I'm cutting it out. I can play with that. So I'm using Old Olive. I'm going to move that off to the side for a moment. I'm using Old Olive for the base of the flower. And I'm just going to stamp this right in the center here. Here we go. My stampers know I'm not, I don't cook. I don't cook well. So it was, so the ribs, that's how easy they are, because even I could do them. Let me see if I put something inside. I don't remember. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp my flower inside here too, on the side. There we go. Okay. And then I used Calypso Coral, which is what I used for the, oh here, this has, I have Always in the Old Olive. I think I'm going to wait until I do put my flowers on there though, just for spacing and where I'm going with that. So here's my Calypso Coral, here's my flowers. Now when you get this set, because you're going to want this set, here, I love that they have the stem separate from the flowers, right? So you don't have to like use your markers or do any fancy schmancy work. But you have these two flowers that are connected. They're going to go right on the stem. This little flower has like one bigger petal. And if I ink up and I line that petal over this stem and then just kind of curve it around, they line up perfectly. Ta-da! On the stem. Very easy to line up. So I just did 18 of these for my downline, and so or my Hostess Club people, and so I'm going to wipe this off because I see I have a little piece of paper or something on there. And so I did a bunch of these. I could have set it up on the Stamparatus. I didn't, but I should have probably. And that would have gone a lot faster, but there we go. So now I have that done. Now I'm going to stamp my words over here, this Always. Because in this one I have my friend on the front, and then I have You Are Always in My Heart. So what a nice card to send a friend. One of my friends could get this card if you share my video. Do that. There we go. And then the other words I did in the Calypso Coral. So here's my You Are. Let's get the green out of here before I mess it up here. You Are. Here we go. I really love this set because of the words and kind of, you know, you can kind of fit your words in between next to each other. Like you could put it in any place. I chose right there. You Are in My Heart. Now, on the original one, my flower was in a little bit different place. So you can see I could tuck it in here. Instead, this time, because my flower is moved over and I went up farther with it, I tucked it in different. So it doesn't have to be the same. Just kind of move it around and make it look pretty. Move that off. I'm going to go ahead and glue the inside in. Wow, did you see that? I almost did the wrong thing. You always put the glue on the smaller piece. That's so a little bit of glue here. You never glue the big onto the small. You always take the smallest piece and glue it onto your layer. There we go. My green glue gives me a little wiggle room. Ta-da, ta-da. I'm going to go ahead and put this inside the card. I feel like, I mean, I did Friday and I did Tuesday. I feel like I'm a little rusty today. I don't know why. I have to get back with it here. There we go. So nice. I love that. That just pops the color out. This Calypso Coral is a fun color. So now I'm going to take my nested die, and I am going to move my Big Shot over here again. And I can put my flower on here and then decide where I want this. So I knew it was going to cut off part of it, part of my flower. And this stem kind of curves off to the side, so that's okay. So I know it's not going to be even with this point down here. There we go. We're going to go with it right there. But I'm planning on putting my words over here. So I'm happy that that's kind of off to the side. Almost like it was planned. Okay, move that aside. Here we go. Pop this out. Ta-da! So there's my little piece here. I'm going to go ahead and just glue this right down on here. There we go. Because we're also going to use the classic label punch, and I'm going to show you a little trick with that so you can, for my words here, I gotta look, I have to concentrate here. Am I doing it? Getting it centered there? That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, just like that. And then we're just going to take a scrap piece of white paper here. And I have my friend on here somewhere, my friend, stamped in Calypso Coral. So I'm just going to ink it up and stamp it on here. There. Okay. And here is my classic label punch, because it says classic label punch. So almost all the punches, you end up working from the back side. So I am going to punch this out just like this. I'm just centering it in here. And I know I'm going off here, but that's because I'm going to end up punching it again. So stay like that. Punched it. Okay. Now I'm going to take my tag and I'm going to put it back in here. Sometimes easier said than done. And I'm just centering it and I'm moving this over. Come on now. There we go. So that it looks the same, and making it smaller. So now I have a smaller kind of custom fit thing. Now, let me show you one other thing. If you want to do like an arrow, you could have a stamp on here just because it'll give me something to look at. Where's my friend here? In my heart, here's my friend. Okay, so that's one way to use this punch, by using it again on the back side and you get the little arrows pointing out both ways. But you could also do it this way. You could do this like that. Okay, punched it out again. And now, instead of putting it in from the inside, I'm going to put it in from the outside. And I'm just lining that up, trying to line it up. There we go. And then I have an arrow. So you can customize your size, cutting it from the inside of the punch, or from the outside you can make a little arrow. So just a little tip. I'm going to put this up on dimensionals here with using my little mini dimensionals. So it's bumped up. You pay attention to what's bumped up, right? This is my friend. I want you to know that that is what the card is all about. There we go. So I will send this out. I sent out a bunch of cards, so if you guys got a card, do a shout out. There we go, and I'm just going to put that right there. Now, I needed a little something something. I didn't want to use rhinestones. I wanted to use something new. And so we have these. This is the 2020-2022 in color enamel dots. And while this is So Saffron and this is Bumblebee, they blend well together. And I decided I would just put a little, couple of little, I always like to have like 2 or 3, right? Put these two together and just balance my friend out. There we go. Love, I'm going to use these a lot, I can tell. They're so small and smooth and so cute. So there we go. there's the card for today. Here we go. My friend. They look a little bit different. Higher and lower, doesn't matter. Boy, I really got the green one. Almost exactly the same. How did I do that? All right, so that's one form of paper piecing, okay? The other one I wanted to talk to you about is strip piecing. So here I used the same, designer paper, the Ornate Garden designer paper, because that's going to be in your catalog. You're going to see that, but you can use whatever paper you have. So this one is on black, and I used the stitched rectangles to cut this one out. And this one we used the punch. The thing with this paper and with strip piecing, I ended up cutting some strips. Take out what you have. Put your paper in front of you, all the little extra strips on your designer paper that you would normally throw away, because look at how small some of these pieces are, and use that. So I'll show you how I went about doing this. Easy, easy, easy way to use up your paper and to make an interesting background is I just took a piece of cardstock. I'm going to use the black again, and you can see I have all these strips. I cut 1/2 inch wide and 1/4 inch wide. You can do whatever, you know, and it doesn't have to be the same. So, and I would say add some solid cardstock in there, add some embossed cardstock in there, add interest to it. Just for simplicity today, I just kind of went with this. So I'm going to start out, and I glued a piece right down the center like that. And it's not going to, my paper is bigger than what I'm going to cut out, so it doesn't matter if I don't have these two corners. And on this first piece, I'm going to put my glue right here, because I know this entire piece is going to be on the cardstock, right? So I'm just centering this here and there. There we go. There we go. Now there's no rules. You can do whatever you want. So you can take a thinner piece, you can take a longer piece, and what I did on the next piece, I started it like this. I did put a little bit, I know I'm going to put it off to the side. I don't want to glue it all the way down because I don't want it where I'm going to have glue over here where it's going off the paper. So again, I'm leaving some distance. Some people will do this on like a typing paper, or that really dates me, doesn't it? Copy paper, and you can butt everything up against it. I like having where it's showing. So to me, that I like that part of it. Now I did one here, and I can do one here, and I can keep going like that. That's a log cabin pattern, but you don't have to do it that way. So on this piece I'm going to put down here, I'm just going to run my glue right down the center here, because I know this is going to be covered. So again, I'm leaving my grouting area kind of just like that. So I'm leaving the same spot in between there. And now I'm going to go on this side. I'm going to do a different color here. What do I want? I want, let's see here. We're going to do, I have all these different colors. Here, we're going to do this one. We're going to do this side of it. So here I'm going to just run it down, my glue down here. I'm going to leave that little grouting area, because what I'm going to eventually do is cutting these off, and I'll use these again. So I'm going to pick this up. I'm just going to follow, if you turn it over the back side, it's easier. Cut these off. There. Cut this one off. There we go. And then I can keep going. And I can use this again. So I can use this over on this side. I'm just going to put a little glue here. Line it up over here. But on this side, if I don't want to do that log cabin pattern, I can just keep running it that way. Like I can put another one here and then put it over here. So do whatever you want to do, and play with this. This is a fun way to use up scraps. And then experiment with different colors in the background. I like the black because it's so bold. I like that it stands out so much more. And here's another, let's use this one here. So I'm going to run it along the side here. There we go. A different width. Different widths make it look interesting too. And let's see here. Let's try, let's do this. Let's run one along this way. And I'm going to do the white side with the gold on it here, just like that. And let's run one over here. I'm just going to pick up this skinny strip here. Oop, there we go. And put it here. So you can see how fast this is. I mean, you're just kind of gluing them all down, and great way to use up your paper. There we go. And pretty much, I mean, there's not a lot of waste because you're going to reuse the pieces that you cut off. And then I just would fill in the whole thing until it looks like this. Ta-da! What do you think? Is this something you would try or you have tried? It's been around for a long time. And so I think it's like one of those kind of addicting ones where it's like, well, let's keep making it and let's see how different it looks. It's sort of fun. There we go. Okay. And we're going to cut this one. No, here. I'm going to take this one. I haven't used this one over here. We'll use this one this way. There we go. So no, there's no rules. Do whatever you want as far as where you place your, the only thing is that I would say, you know, you want to have variety. So you want to have light and dark and solid and kind of move it around. Even if you're using the same strips, just kind of move them around. So there we go. That's what I was talking about. Okay. Do you think you guys would do that? I'm going to stand up so I can see. Do I have any? Hi Marlene. Hi Linda. So that's paper piecing. Do this with your leftover scraps. Use up all that stuff that's laying around and make some interesting backgrounds. When this is so cute like this, you don't want to cover much of it. You could just put a nice little verse on here. You know, have something else either punched out or cut out like we did and put a little verse on. I think that it would be a lot of fun. So I'm going to finish this one. And I have this one done and this one done. So this is something I'm going to send out. And then I want you, whoever receives these pieces, these are people that are chatting with me. These are people that are sharing my video. When you get one of these pieces, this one will be finished. I want you to make it into a card and then send me a picture. So I will send out this full card to somebody, but I also will pick 3 different people to receive these pieces, and I want you to create something beautiful with it and send me a picture. So there we go. That will be your assignment. So in saying all that good stuff, I have to move this off of my notes here. I have flowers for every season. So this was what I was waiting for that I could not order initially. This is a beautiful set of 6x6 paper. I'm going to start out by showing you all. There are 48 sheets of paper in this set. It's $11.50. You get 48 sheets of paper. There are 4 each of 12 double-sided designs. So 12 designs. So here's one side. I'm just going to go through the whole thing here and show you this really quick. They are so pretty. Doesn't this look like an old-fashioned flour sack? That's what when I saw that one, I thought, oh, there's the back side. I like how, so this one is going to match perfectly with this one. It's like they thought about all this ahead of time. Beautiful paper. This looks so old-fashioned to me. All these gorgeous colors and prints. Beautiful roses, daisies, sunflowers, a nice floral. I like the stripes. Stripes are my favorite too. So you can see how you can mix and match all these patterns and all the color. So this is the same as the green pattern with the yellow and green. Just jade it is. There we go. Some more solid. I'm just going to go right over the top here. Here's a poinsettia. So we have some Christmas print in there. And so it's flowers, right? But even for the guys, look at these great, with the cinnamon cider color, look at these great prints. Like just putting these two together to make a nice guy card. You don't, it doesn't have to be just, isn't that cool? Nice? Yeah, there we go. I mean, all the patterns. Ta-da! I thought that was so pretty. So these beautiful, beautiful prints go with the suite that includes the Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set and the Jar of Flowers. So both of these are designed to go with this lovely paper. This one, Jar of Flowers, is sold in a bundle with a punch that cuts out these cute little jars. That also has the little domes for over the jar. So I haven't opened this. I just got these in. So it has these cute little domes to go over the jar on the cards. And then the sunflowers have a set of dies to it. So these can be bundled. They can be purchased as a suite where you would have everything. Included in that suite are these beautiful, it's a trio pack of ribbon. So I'm gonna, there's 10 yards of this twine that has silver in it. So it's the midnight, let's see here, the misty moonlight and white. And then the Just Jade gingham. Oh, I love gingham. We just used the bumblebee gingham today. And then it has the whisper white. So beautiful to go with all the lovely papers. So on Friday, I'll do something with these and the new paper. So we'll follow up with that. And then this also has, the Jar of Flowers has little gems. So let's look at what they look like. Ooh, so if you were to do a shaker card with these, put them on here, look at these beautiful little gems. Aren't they lovely? Hello, Lisa. There we go. Sparkle, sparkle. Love the sparkle. Marlene, you would love these. Sparkly, sparkly. My sister loves sparkle. There we go. So that's it for today. Friday, follow-up Friday, we're going to play with these. I think I might concentrate on the sunflowers for right now and show you some cards with that and the dies that go with it, but using some of the beautiful paper I showed you today. I want you guys to do some paper piecing and have fun with that. I'm going to turn the camera around. Here we go. And I think I covered it. So again, I didn't get onto my website. I'm so sorry. But on June 12th, that is a Friday, June 12th, we are going to have an open house here. Only 4 people per hour, so everybody hopefully will feel safe enough to do that. Wear a mask if you want to wear a mask. We are signing up on, hello Nancy, signing up for the 12th from 2 until 7. The 2 o'clock slot is already filled. And then on Saturday, on June 13th, we're going from 9 o'clock until 2 o'clock. So my 9 o'clock slot is filled also. So if you want to come to the open house, I'm going to have a couple of things to have you make. And then that'll give us enough time in between to clean everything off for everyone. And then you can see some of the new things in person. It's so much lovelier in person when you get to see it and see the vibrant colors and all the fun things. And I'm excited because by that time I'm hoping I have all the inks, the new inks, which I don't have yet. So that's coming up. So thank you for joining me. I hope y'all are resting up from a great weekend. Got to enjoy family and friends, and we will see you on Follow Up Friday. Thank you. Bye-bye.